It's kind of a waiting game.
What does it say?
Okay.
Okay,
That's where we all are. Yeah.
yeah, I think
Pretty
so.
much everybody in Lahaina is kind of playing a waiting game, because I think the big thing now was all these folks that are getting kicked out of the West Side hotels. Some of them are being put back into some hotels in Kahului and all this kind of stuff. Like it's just,
Oh, jeez.
yeah, it's a mess.
What a mess.
So
What a mess.
I mean,
I-
that's gonna run out at some point. I mean, at some
Oh,
point they're
yeah.
gonna, these people that they're putting up in the hotels, it's like, you know what I mean? It's not supposed to be a permanent thing. You know
Right.
what I mean? They've been doing these people a favor.
Well, the
Yeah.
hotels are
bad.
making money on it, but the thing is that was supposed to be a stopgap measure that was going to give the county some time to.
Oh, we lost you.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, can you repeat?
Get back. You got him.
No,
We got you, Chad.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's all good. Yeah, he had probably been having problems the last couple of weeks. The signal. It's funny though. Usually, once we get up and get going, it
Uh-huh.
it sticks. You know what I mean?
Right.
But anyway. So, are you going to New Zealand, or what's your plans?
I'm still waiting for my damn birth certificate.
Oh,
We sent for one of my birth certificate the week after the fire. It's been that
okay.
long. I've got little notes back from. I got a note this morning saying, "Oh, we have received your application." And what do you mean receive my application? You should have been sending the damn thing to me by now. So I had two notes. One saying they received the application, and the other said it should be there in another couple of days. Who knows? But my hands are tied. But yes, I want to go to New Zealand. Once I get my birth certificate, I can then use that to get my passport. And then I
Right.
also have,
You don't
then
have a passport.
I also have to get my visas from the New Zealand. So it's going to be who knows.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a pain in the butt. I'm
Yeah.
sitting
Hey,
here doing
Mona,
Mm.
how you doing, hon?
Oh, I'm sick.
You're sick? I
Yeah,
know a lot of people have been sick lately. I got over it. I had it too. I had 3 weeks worth of cough.
it's like yucky. With me, as long as I don't get a fever, which I have now, I'm good, but the fever just takes me down. So,
When did it start?
uh, yesterday morning,
Wow. I
What are
know
your
a couple of people
symptoms?
that are sick right now.
I was with visitors on Sunday, and I started feeling sort of yucky on Thursday and woke up like this. So, I don't know. They were probably sick.
Yeah. What are your symptoms?
Sore throat, cough, sneezing, not really coughing too much, and a
Yeah.
fever.
Hmm.
So, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound fun.
So what's any developments on jobs or Big Island or anything?
I need to figure that out now because I was told by Noni that there's a lot of jobs because she just got over there in Kailua Kona where John is. Um,
Oh,
and
really? Danone came over to Kona too?
Noni,
Yeah.
yeah,
She
she's
she
there.
was working on Island Star, right?
Oh no, not at the time of the fire.
Okay.
No, she hadn't been. She was with she'd just come back. You know her, she goes and comes, but
Yeah.
she's over on the Big Island right now where you are.
Wow.
Um, she has friends there and she's working out of the harbor
Oh,
doing
really?
yeah. So she said there's a lot of jobs there. I really have to, well, I was talking to Robin, but I'm sick, so I'm not really talking. But I'll talk to Robin and see. I had a dream that I was doing dishes in the kitchen and the dishes were done and it was a big old sink and all of a sudden a fish jumped in it. So I looked
Yeah.
up dream interpretation and my interpretation was it's not a big enough pool for jobs for me. Right now there's just no jobs that I'm getting. So maybe go to a bigger pool with more opportunities, which I really don't want to do yet, but on top of which it's not good for my mental health because I'm so angry at all the wrong, social injustice that people are getting screwed, and I just can't handle it.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's overwhelming because, Maui is fading from the memory of a lot of people, and they're like, oh yeah, Maui, and everybody's talking now about the whole Israel, Palestine thing and all that, and so Maui's kind of old news now. So, but I'm still watching people. I have my Twitter set up to monitor when people talk about Lahaina or Maui or something on their Twitter. I get an alert and I see it, and there's still some conversation that's happening about it. People are like, what's going on with that? Like, where are we at? Like, I try to express to people that the repercussions of this event are still happening. Like you still got people living in hotels. You still got people unemployed. You still got people that don't have a permanent place to live. All this kind of stuff. So it's not over yet. And
It's not gonna be over for a long time.
I
it's going
think
to be a long time, but we have to, like right now, I just put a thing in the chat, a link in the chat about, it seems to me like the pressing issue of the day or the week or whatever is converting the short-term rentals into long-term housing because there's nowhere for people to live if they finally get work or whatever, or get money from FEMA or whatever like that. There's still nowhere for them to stay. So people are leaving the island. And this is the thing that bothers me the most, that they're being forced to actually leave the island from a lack of housing or a lack of job opportunities or both, so this is exactly what we feared was going to happen, that people were going to be forced out. And so what's going to happen is, you're going to have people that are, okay, well, I got a job and a place to live now somewhere else, and I have this, property or whatever in Lahaina that I don't want to go back there or whatever. I'm just going to sell it, And unfortunately, I'm afraid that all the conspiracy theory stuff is happening anyway, whether it's attributable to any kind of grand conspiracy, but the effects are happening anyway. So that's the thing that bothers me, is that I see too many people leaving because they don't have a place to live or a
Well,
job,
here's the other thing. It's like a three-part disaster because my unemployment will end at the end of January and I will be living in my car. Now you've got people that are being put into this housing. Larry got into Harbor Lights for
Wow.
$2,700, and Larry, in a year and a half, will be homeless. Martine got put into Kahanamatla for a one bedroom. These are one bedrooms, and hers is decorated in Sally Ann furniture for $3,500. She'll never make that kind of money. Larry's Social Security is $1,400. So you've got me who's going to be homeless in another 2 months, and you've got another wave of homelessness coming in a year and a half.
Let's bring Donna in. I see Donna. I'm bringing Donna into the room. Let's see. Oh, hey, Donna Nelson. How are you? Her audio is not connected. Mona, do you know Donna? Donna used to work with me at the hostel. Hey,
Well,
let me get her. Donna, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hi, everybody.
Okay,
Hi,
perfect. Hey,
Donna.
what's up?
Hey,
How are you,
Sarah.
girl?
Good. Good
What's
to see
going
you.
on? Good to see you too. I haven't seen you in our chats. What's going on with you? What's the good news? Share some good news with us.
Share some good news.
We need it.
I've been running around like crazy. I went to the mainland with the girls, and I'm going again on the 1st for 10 days to Spokane. But I've been fortunate enough right now to be at Conopoli Shores, but that is indefinite. Until like the 31st looks like I can stay here till the 31st at least. So I'm still just doing the deal, signing up for whatever resources I can, and just kind of taking it day by day and just being grateful for the day I'm in.
Yeah.
It's like,
Where are you staying
Oh.
right now?
Conopoli Shores
Okay.
You're in Hanakwa, yeah.
in Hawaii,
Um,
right across the Times.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is gotta
I
be
moved.
nice, but you're only good there till the 31st, at the end of the month. Hey, Kai.
The end of December, it looks like.
Oh, you're good to the end of
Yeah,
December? That's good. Okay. Well,
I hope I'm ready
things
for
might
whatever.
change.
Yes, exactly.
Now they're trying to get the mayor to insist that people convert the short-term rentals into long-term housing for people. So
We
Yeah,
can't.
I've been going down there to support them with any little thing I can. Pack of paper towels or some flowers, or what did I bring the other day? Some mochi.
is that the people on Conopoli Beach, the fishing for
Yeah,
housing people?
yeah. They had to tough out some pretty hardcore weather that couple of weeks. It finally got nice again, but there's a big swell right now even. So they've been going through hell. All their tents ripped up, and the wind was going crazy. But they're still toughing it out over there.
Wow.
They're just fishing on Conopoli Beach.
Yep.
Yeah, the fishing pole just represents the legalities of it, as far as you're supposed to be able to camp on the beach if you have a pole in the water. It's always been the rule.
I see.
Yeah, I heard that there was a bunch of people out there demonstrating essentially, and that they were going to stay out there, and that they called it fishing for housing, and that was kind of a play on words, but that's what they had to do to allow themselves to stay right there on Conopoli Beach, and they're right in front of the Westin or something. Where are they
So
exactly?
so you know the beach access to at the Whalers Village. So you
Yeah,
go that little backside where you come into
right by
Leilani's, would be
Leilani's.
right in
Yeah,
front of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you just step over that and they're there. And they got it. Flags up and down the beach. They really got it organized.
awesome.
Leilani's is open for business though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Leilani's and Hula Grill are
Leilani's
open
is
for
open.
business, so they're all sitting there watching all this people camped out on the beach. I mean, good,
Yeah.
visibility.
I was
I
thrilled
saw a
to
girl yesterday
Mhm.
digging a trench because of the big high swell and the waves are coming up
Wow.
so high. I mean, a major trench. So I don't know how many other people were digging, because there was like a lot of work involved with that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And I'm sure Leilani's, I mean, hopefully there's not any tension or anything like that. But I worked at Leilani's 25 years ago, and like I'm sure they're probably helping those guys, you know, uh, rather than fighting them.
I
That's just
hope they are.
my guess.
Well, yeah, I hope is supporting them. I think they are getting a lot of support, because as far as food donations or whatever, they're
Yeah.
getting a lot of support. Because the other day they were like, no more food, we have too much food. It's like,
What a
Nice.
problem to have.
Right?
yeah, right. They're like, come to the beach and eat food. But sadly, right over here, this Honook High. Okay, I'm walking out and I'm turning my camera. Honook High.
Yeah.
I just read that they all have to be out at the end of this month, like next week, like a few days.
Oh, geez.
at this hotel. And
That's
that
what I
Red
heard too.
Cross, yeah. So I'm like, oh my God, I feel so sorry for them.
Yeah,
they
some
know
of
they're
them
gonna
ones that had
capitalize on
pets are
that.
going on to Kailui too, because who was it?
Yeah,
Lisa Jones was saying
Oh
that
yeah,
because she has a pet, she has to go to somewhere at Maui Seaside or something like that in
Seaside's where my
Kailui.
friend is.
Yeah.
Because she's got her cats and she found one recently. But yeah, they're the only ones taking pets. And yeah, they're moving people to the seaside. They're like kind of weird.
Wow.
I applied for a couple things and I just like might as well throw my money away because like the breakers with Caldwell Bankers, why did I even pay for a credit check? I don't even know because there was like
Why are they even charging people for credit checks at this point?
right, exactly.
Assholes.
And I was like, there's like 50 people. I think I was only 10 minutes into the showing and there was already people, there's so many people competing for the same apartment.
There's not
And I
enough
couldn't,
places for people to stay. There's no, you know what I mean?
no,
This is my beef. This is the focal point of where my mind is at right now is that there's just nowhere for people to stay. That's why I ended up leaving and going to Kona because I could see the writing on the wall that there was just going to be a situation where even if a bunch of people left, there was going to be
yeah,
nowhere on the west side. So it's either going to be a situation where everybody's going to have to move to Kihei or up country or whatever like that. There's not enough places for them to stay. So you're going to get displaced. Again, doubly displaced. So it's terrible. Like we're losing our connection to the west side simply because the resources are not there to let us continue to live and work. So yeah,
yeah, I was
it's
tempted to
very
follow you.
frustrating.
I
I
was
think
tempted to
it's
follow
I
you to
think
Kona.
it's powerful to see these guys doing this on Kaanapali Beach right there in front of Whalers because obviously they're continuing to put themselves in the line of sight and become top of mind for people that are visiting. Because I know that there's hotels that are back open for tourists and stuff like that. There's tourists around. I see them posting on their, Maui visitors Facebook page and stuff like that. And they're doing all the stuff. They're going, but a lot of them are going south, but there is still a lot of people on the west side too. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of
this is
tourists coming.
they're keeping themselves in the visibility. They're maintaining that visibility, which is important, but it's going to come to a head. My biggest concern is it's going to come to a head like you in your case situation, Donna. You're good there until December 31st. Then what?
Maybe. And then what is right? They called me for a meeting yesterday for the Red Cross check-in. And so she was like, did you sign up for Family Life Center? I signed up for everything you could possibly think of. Thank you. You know,
Yeah.
they'd be like, oh, here, let me give you some research. Oh, thank you. I hadn't thought of that. No, I mean, I know. I'm
Well, I
kind
mean,
of
they
like,
got to do it. They have to do it. So,
yeah,
and have to accept the fact that their intentions are good because they want to make sure that you're getting access to all of the resources that are out there. So yeah, they're just going through the motions. That's what they're paid to do essentially. So,
yeah. And you just got to
let
make
them
sure they
do it.
type the right, correct information whenever they type anything in.
Wow, that's
So,
just
like,
it. Yeah.
there had been so much chaos in the beginning as far as that going wrong. And I actually did get a job with the Red Cross. And then I said, yeah, you know what? Never mind. Because they were asking 12 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Jesus.
And I'm like, what the fuck? What have I
Why would
done?
why
Even
would
they
you have
changed it. Yeah, they even changed it to 11-hour days, 5 days a week now. But still, even that would be
Jesus.
excruciating.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
seems a lot. It
Mm-hmm.
seems like they should do like 5 or 6 hour shifts tops.
Right.
You know,
Agreed.
let's face it, you know, not everybody's up for the challenge to put in that kind of hours, you know. So
Yeah, that one day I was feeling, ambitious, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll just go down there. It's the last day of applying at the Kahumanu. And then so I got offered the job, and then I'm like, I haven't even found my cats yet. I don't even know where I live yet. I don't, and we hadn't even gone to the property, we just opened up our zone. I mean, I already knew it was destroyed, but it was part of the process,
so you were able
Super.
to go back to your property and kind of
Yeah.
sift around
And
through there.
yes,
Did you get the Samaritan's Purse people to help you with
yeah,
that, or did you just do it yourself?
there's another one. They're the Southern Baptist, and this couple from North Carolina were just the most wonderful people that, because Sammy flew back from California to do this. And so she sifted, because I didn't want to go in there and there's all this twisted metal and all this stuff, I thought if I fall, I'll get hurt, And so I just, stood on the side and watched and took pictures. But this couple was just so amazing. I just appreciated them so very much.
Donna, are you talking to? You said you're talking to Red Cross. Are you still talking to FEMA and any other organizations?
So FEMA has denied me since I had renter's insurance.
Oh,
And so I am not, they, first of all, so the, what do you call it? The li living, the other alternative living money.
yeah.
Then, so I got that. And then I got the contents, and they paid me out for the content, which was over 41,000, but it's still at the same rate. It was a fraction of what I lost, actually, so, but anyway, so FEMA, so I made sure that, my daughters could do the FEMA rental insurance, and I just took all the insurance and told them it was all mine, even though I'm going to share it with at least the younger one, which isn't
Yeah.
very much, but yeah. But that
So
kind of is a weird thing.
yeah. So I'm
Oh,
just
and then
gonna go
yes.
ahead.
So one of the FEMA had called the oldest daughter, Ara, and there's two programs. They offered her a studio in Kahului, and if she were to take that studio, she wouldn't be eligible to change her mind and say, I don't like the studio, I'm going to move to the mainland after all, and get the assistance. So it had to be one or the other, and it had to be decided right now. So she said no, because they haven't decided where they're going to live on the mainland, but they want to live on the mainland.
I see.
The
And where
girls.
are they?
Wow.
Where are they now?
So one's in California at her friends that also lost her house and fire and apartment in the fire.
That's
And
Sammy.
yeah, Sammy's with Casey. And Sammy and
And where'd
Casey
Ara go?
graduated Lahaina Luna. Ara went first to California, and then she's in Spokane right now.
Okay.
And so me and Sammy are going to meet Ara in Spokane for 10 days on the 1st, because I can only be gone 10 days before I get cut loose from you can't, I've been
You
lucky
can't
to
be gone
stretch
more
it
than
for
10
10.
days.
Yeah, I'm lucky to stretch it for 10 days because there's so much need for housing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, and I got so lucky because I moved like 4 or 5 times. I don't even remember. I was at the Ondas. I was here. I was moved so many times, and then I got moved over here, and I was crying. The air conditioning was broken. It was this one really weird, funky spot. So I was crying. I was like, and Ara goes down to the front desk, and she says, my mom can't handle this, and she can't walk this far, and this air conditioning thing was broken. Whatever she did, she got me another apartment. And so then I changed from crying because I was sad to crying because I was so happy because the other apartment's so nice. It's like, it's like, I'm so, phew, I could catch my breath.
It's great.
I'm glad
How's it,
I'm
Jay?
glad that you got a better place. I mean, that's at least it gives you that's one of the things that with me, like I was lucky enough to be able to go to a place that I was very comfortable and well taken care of and things like that. And that's just huge because having your whole losing everything and then having to deal with all the logistics of being shuffled around from property to property with various levels of amenity and access and convenience, it just aggravates the initial damage, and just makes things worse. It seems to me
It
like
did.
we should be
It did.
trying really hard to avoid that for the
Mhm.
victims of the fire. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, it looks like everybody's just getting passed around from property to property with ever-changing set of rules and timelines and requirements and stuff like that. And none of this really seems like seamless or smooth or effective. And it just
From
seems
the
like
beginning.
another failure. Everything
Yeah,
we're just
another from the failure after
encountering
failure after
failure
failure.
upon failure when the event
Exactly.
happened, and then the repercussions are even more failures. Like all this stuff, it just mounts up. It's just nothing has really been the real solution. It seems like everybody else is just barely making it, hanging on to whatever they can grab onto, and
Just
just hoping for the best. Like
yeah.
like this same situation with even some of the business owners over there, things like that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
The SBA loans and all this other nonsense that they have to go through. It's like this. None of this. It's not like these tragedies don't happen. We went through this I lived in South Florida when Hurricane Andrew hit.
Yeah.
That was all straight up. I lived in, I was living in the Keys when a bunch of people that got relocated by FEMA from Katrina came out of New Orleans. We saw what happened with those people. We're having these disasters all the time. Like it seems like we should be a little better at handling it.
Yeah,
We
I
were
agree.
so
We're on.
we were so talking about it, me and Nancy, because she has a place in Molokai as well. Her home. She's from Molokai. So they were taking the boat back and forth, a little boat, and I picked her up from the boat. It was over by it'd be up Kahana Way or towards anyways where they come in with that little boats going back and forth to Molokai. Well, people had to bring stuff in from Molokai from here. The response time was so long that why couldn't a helicopter come in from Oahu? Why
Right.
couldn't a boat come in from Oahu? Why did it take so long to have any response over here for any people when it's a
They
half an hour boat ride from Molokai?
that was the focal point of the 60 Minutes piece that came out, that the 60 Minutes segment that came out a week or so ago, that they used some of the video footage that I took when I was in my car going down Lahaina Luna towards Front Street. They used some video footage from that, and they used the video footage from when I was on Front Street right by Kahoma Stream. And that was the focal point of the 60 Minutes thing. They were talking to these guys and they're like, why is it that the local people had to rise to the challenge, especially within that critical first 48 hours? Nobody had anything. Nobody had water. Nobody had power. Nobody had cell phone service. Nobody. And the only people that were able to get anything done were the ones that were able to take jet skis to Ma'alaya, or people that had boats that they could go over to Lanai and grab stuff, or Molokai like that. That's where the real disaster response happened. The Pacific Fleet is headquartered in Honolulu. They
Right.
could have had an
Crazy.
armada of hardware with supplies and medical gear and what have you, even firefighting equipment. They could have had it here within hours, but they didn't. And that's the thing that we're seeing just an avalanche, a domino effect of failures at the governmental level. We pay these people to do this,
Yep.
and they blew it, and they're continuing to blow it.
They blew it time after time after time again. And I even tell myself, why didn't I know this? Because even the November before, the last November, when that fire came, we were going to go camping in Hana and saw that little start of the smoke coming. And I was like, not good. Let's turn around. And we were so close to evacuating. And there's big old ashes on us. And we're all ashy and everything already.
Yep.
You know, it's like,
That was November the year before. That was last November, right? That was
right,
November a year ago. And
right.
Gary, you were on the mainland, and I called you and I said, "What do you want out of your house?" Remember that,
Right.
Gary?
Yeah,
I said, "What do you want out of your
remember
house?"
that
Because we're like gonna have to leave. The fire got all the way down to the bypass,
well.
and luckily Goodfellows was there, and they had put a fire break in, and it stopped it. And luckily the wind died when the sun went down. The wind died
That was
down a little bit and saved it. If it wasn't for that, if the wind
Yeah,
had stayed up, we would have
Yep,
been having this shit a year ago now.
yep,
But
yep.
even when that happened,
They didn't learn.
nothing was fixed. Nothing. Nobody came in and said, "Oh, we better clear this shit up." Sure enough, a couple months, not even a year later, it happened again,
they,
and
they
this
talk
time
a
it
big
went for
story.
real.
They always they talk a big story and do nothing.
Yeah, always. There was no solution. There was no plan. There was no revision. There was no damage control. There was nothing. They just said, "Oh, we put the fire out."
I'm sure the growth is already growing back in the fields between
It
the
already is.
yeah.
Yeah.
There-
Yeah,
No
there's
plan,
people up there taking
no
pictures of the
plan,
cops.
no plans to do anything about it. It'll just continue on. I lived up there for 30 some years, man. I got there and weeded everything out way behind my house. There's I knew if it was gonna happen, I want to have my sprinklers on and everything
Right.
because nobody was helping.
Right.
The ongoing saga.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Where's this? Where are we learning from the mistakes? Where are we fixing the things that the event showed us were broken? Where is that?
Well,
That's
the
what
learn
bothers me.
unfortunately, you guys, the learning is that God forbid if something were to happen somewhere else in Hawaii, we know that they're not going, you know what I mean? It's going to be a shit show. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
That's where the learning is. It's not that, if you sit there and yell and scream and, like they're just going to stand there and stonewall you, you know what I mean? So all it does is tell you that if God forbid if there's a tsunami or a hurricane or whatever, they're just going to sit there and they're going to delay and they're going to lag and there ain't going to be shit. That's the crappy part.
Yeah, there's no accountability. I mean, and
No.
there's nobody that's going to insist on any sort of
It's been
solution.
like that for a long, long time.
Yeah.
It's a real pain in the butt.
I mean,
And what can you do? I mean, what kind of uh, force do we have to put against that to fight that force to make things right? There's nobody. I thought this was going to work.
It's supposed to be representation. That's what the concept of representation is all about. Is you're supposed to have somebody that's going to be looking out for your interests, that has access to, the documents and the people and the equipment, stuff like that. All these things are accountable to someone who's representing your best interest. That's what city council or county council people are supposed to be doing. That's what state representatives are supposed to be doing. This is what they're for. But the problem is, if they don't do it, the only solution that we have, first of all, they make sure that we find out that it's very difficult for us to find out if they are in fact actually doing the things that we want them to do. But then if they're ever held to the fire and we kick them out and we bring somebody else in, the system is set up to protect those on the inside from us. That it's not the primary function of representation is the accountability. If I say that I'm representing you, but I don't give you any way to confirm that I actually am doing that, and then if you start to ask questions, things like that, you get stonewalled. Representation, the whole model of representation breaks down.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's where we're at. And unfortunately, this is happening at a local level and a national level. You know, we don't
They're
have
just like,
the ability to go and
yes. They're just like, a cutout picture sitting at the table of the council. It's
Right.
really nothing. You're talking on, sure, they might take a couple notes and then, but as far as really working for us, I mean, it's like,
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
I
like
think
I
this is
said,
happening across
you
the
know.
country, though. This is not just Hawaii.
yeah,
That's true.
All you can do is try to insulate yourself as much as possible from depending on, like that's what it comes down to. You
Then
know,
they say,
like-
oh, he's a prepper. Oh, he's a conspiracy theory. He thinks that the world is going to end. No, I'm just covering my ass.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
I don't know. I think we're sitting on a ticking time bomb here because I'm afraid that what's happening, like Donna's going to be out, but potentially by the end of the year, Mona's going to potentially be in a bad way by the beginning of 2024. There's a lot of people that are coming. They're coming to that very hard fork in the road, and you're going to find a bunch of people. There's going to be a mass exodus because of the lack of resources and jobs and what have you, or you're going to have a real strong pushback at the civic level. If it's a situation where these people stay on Kaanapali Beach all the way till the end of the year, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch of other people show up because now they're kicked out of their hotels, but then you got a PR nightmare. Then Bisson's got some
I was
explaining to
gonna
do.
I was gonna go down and ask him if I can join him in February.
of course you can.
well,
I
I
think
know
that,
that you
yeah,
can.
if you have the
I-
wherewithal to do it, I think you should.
I would do it because it's better than my car and I feel safer.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little rough because of the weather was so rough, but I immediately went out and got a tent. And I thought about staying in my car so I could let go of some of the fear as far as what, I don't know what's tomorrow. I don't even, I still don't even know I'm out here till the 31st. My parking pass says yes. They say yes, but I can't count on that.
Yeah,
Nope.
you never know.
That's hard.
You can't.
And as far as roughing it down at the beach, I
Better than-
had to rethink that. I don't really want to go down to the beach right now. If I have to, I will. I feel like
Oh, I feel it.
sleeping on
I
the
mean, Donna,
beach.
you should ride it out as long as you can there.
Yeah.
But then that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that there's a bunch of people that are going to show up on Kaanapali Beach come January 1st or February 1st, whatever, simply because they have nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
And they
I
don't have
should
the
take
means
you
to get
guys
anywhere. Some
down
people
there.
can't go to the mainland.
I should take you guys down there and show you. Oh, I don't think I'm supposed to video.
Why?
There's a
Oh,
sign
really?
up. There's
okay.
a sign up, that,
I don't want pictures.
yeah,
If you go
Unless
down
it's
there
a
and talk to somebody
pre-approved.
who's kind of running the show, let them know that we're doing this thing on Saturday, and I'd be more than happy to bring them in, and
Yeah.
Donna, who posted the sign?
I don't know, at the entrance, I don't know who in particular, must be the organizers of the camp.
Oh, I see.
Because
Kaanapali?
So it wasn't like a
um,
government thing. They're saying the
No.
people that are camping on the beach are saying, please don't video us.
correct.
Which
Okay.
And
which
they
is
even
understandable.
ran out. So I used to work with the homeless, or I still do. I still have connections with working with the homeless, and there was a group that tried to move in down there, and they literally ran them out yesterday, like really, like, because they started bringing in all kind of, chaos and loudness and dirtiness and stuff,
Mhm.
and they had to get real. They gave them a second chance and they blew it. And
Yeah, to them it was a party, not not survival.
yeah, and they're like, we're not trying to do this, we don't want this. And they threw them out like,
Good.
they told me about it, and they said they weren't nice about it. They broke that camp down and kicked them the hell out.
Good for them.
So
Good for
yeah,
them.
Yeah.
yeah.
check this out. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this screen to you guys. Hang on one second. Let me show you this. Uh, this. Can you see the girl on the beach?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is so it mentions Chad. Remember when we had uh um who was it was with us last week? Guy's name
Oh,
Guys,
was
Paul, Pete.
yeah,
No.
he's saying Paele is the Lahaina Strong organizer,
Oh yeah.
and that's I guess that's who's mentioned in this article here that's on Hawaii News Now. But yeah,
The
look at this
trench.
yeah,
trench that they had to do because of the swell
trench,
there. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
amazing,
that's
right?
the trench. That's right. I
Yeah.
watched a girl digging in there yesterday. That's
And that was the
great.
people that was the people that are trying to live there because they don't
Yeah,
have any
look at
place
all
to
those
live.
tents. Yeah,
Not the party crashers.
Right.
I'll put the
The
link in the
Right.
chat.
Okay.
I'll put the
I mean,
link to the Hawaii News Now in the chat.
I live in South Dakota right now, but I was on Maui. I lived on that just south of that beach for about 4 months while I was waiting for an apartment in Lahaina.
Yep.
I know that area real well.
Yeah.
And then of course
Well, there's
I worked
tents out
on
there. There's people living there because they don't have anywhere to
yeah.
go. You know, a
And
lot of
no
the
place,
hotels
yeah,
were
because
not
everything they
letting
had
people come in
got
there.
destroyed. And then just
So,
letting party people show up there. But no, you can't do that.
well, that'll change. You know, that'll go away because the real desperation kicks in and it's no party anymore. Now it's
No,
where we
it's not a
go.
party. It's not.
It's not a
It's not
party.
a party. No.
so the homeless they have that camp. It's right behind um the new Safeway on the airport road. Kind of
Okay.
back there is that Puanehe village, and
Oh,
it's
in
Okay.
multiplied.
Kahului.
Yeah, and it's multiplied like so many 10-man canvas tents,
Yeah.
and it was full even, believe it or not, when the first round of previously unhoused were kicked out and their thing ended, unless you could show a disability. And then if you showed a disability, you could stay, but most of them can't stay because they don't follow the rules and they get drunk and disorderly,
It's not a
everything.
party.
So,
It's not a fucking party.
so they're kicked out. So
And this is
I
in
guess
Kahului behind the Safeway?
the new Safeway, yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah. Yeah, it's quite the deal. They even they have 10-man tents. And they started out with a few, and now I've seen that it was just like a lot more. Like so
The
many. They're
county
filled
set
up.
that up there, right? The county put those
No,
tents up.
no,
Oh,
that was uh
or FEMA.
no, not the county, not FEMA, Maui Rescue Mission. It's my friend, which
Okay.
was what are they calling them? Maui Rescue Mission.
They have some people that are staying there that are like not guards, but kind of security. You know, they should be
Yeah.
running security in there.
Oh yeah, they have offered me the job to work there too, and I was like, I went to go check it out, and I was thinking, first of all, it's in the middle of nowhere, and I'm really not ready for the commitment of working, and it's hot. There's no air conditioning in the admin tent, and you're out there in the dirt.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm just
nothing.
plus I'm just not ready.
Yeah. But there's hopefully that there are people that will say, you know what, you let me stay here, I will be a guard. Absolutely. And I'll work from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. every day and take care of the people in this little village we have here. You know, they need to put up their own security. If Lahaina PD is not going to do it, or a Maui PD is not going to do it, then they should do it. Yeah.
Exactly. They have to have some kind of I haven't heard anything. I'm sure there's incidents going down right and left.
Has to be.
Is
Yeah.
it
That's where
Don? I'm gonna show this screen. See if you is this the thing that you see? Is this the place where you're talking about? This is
Yeah.
Pu'uhonua.
That was
Pu'uhonua.
put up for the ones that were truly homeless before the fire, the ones that didn't lose
Yes.
anything in the fire. They were
Okay.
put up
Right.
homeless.
Uh-huh.
They're not put
Okay.
up for you guys. That was put up for people that had no address and never did.
I see.
Mhm.
That's why they're just tents. Now, if you look at the beginning, when you make that turn off of Kailani Highway and onto Punene, and then go to the roundabout to get to Target,
Mhm.
they are building homes for the displaced. And I complained about that because who the hell wants to live on the corner of a busy fucking highway in that dust when you're a Lahaina resident? You're not going to move there.
the-
That's a waste of
That's the
fucking.
Family Life Center, Ohana Hope Village. Isn't
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah, but
I know.
it's horrible. Who the
It
fuck
looks
wants to
horrible.
live in it? Sorry. I get so angry for
You're right.
everybody that it just, I mean, I brought it up at the DLNR meeting, and that was
Mhm.
about Bodie, but I brought up that stupid area because
Mhm.
nobody that lived in Lahaina wants to live there
Yeah.
at all.
No.
And there's no reason to do that. Put that on their land and let them live on the frickin' land that they already own and are
Yeah.
still paying
Yeah.
mortgages on.
They've
Instead
been
of
residents for 20
guys,
years and
middle of
they won't
208,
house them.
it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
And here's another thing that I just learned. So I had hope about Oluwalu and that guy that was doing
Yeah.
the regenerative soil. I had hope about that area. Well, he's not housing people there. He's building houses to move somewhere else out of containers and tiny homes.
Hmm.
And that's really slow deal. But I thought it was going to be matter of fact, I did read it. It was presented as that, but evidently it funding or whatever
They
didn't
just
go
did that in
through.
Denver. They put up like 160 small homes for that situation. But in Colorado, which they should have stopped what they were doing right there and jumped on a boat and started going towards the South Pacific.
Yeah, and even then, in the heating situation or the cooling situation in a shipping container in Oluwalu, you're gonna need a lot of power and air conditioning
Yeah.
for sure. That Oluwalu is freaking hot.
Yeah.
But originally, I had hopes for that, and even looked at buying a camper or something. You know, I had
Well, if you
looked at
have
different ideas.
land, I have a 27-foot RV that I'm looking to donate to somebody.
Oh yeah, cool.
But I want it put on the west side. I don't want it over here. I want it.
They could be doing that all in North Kihei. In North Kihei, that whole area there before the burger place. They could be opening that up and putting up small homes
Well,
nonstop
I
right there in
donate
South
it.
Carolina.
It's got a hole. It just needs to be welded, cleaned out, and heavy cleaned. But I would donate it to somebody if they had land that they could put it on the west side,
Yeah.
and hopefully they have a pet because I'm sick of this no pet shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The only reason I get to stay here is because I lost my 5 cats. And I promise there is not one stone unturned or one effort not made to find them. And so that's the hardest part.
Donna or Mona, what's this? You say you have a 27-foot, what is it?
It's an RV. It's
An
my
RV.
my son got screwed. It's a $20,000. I tried to help somebody out and got screwed. We don't. She didn't even give him the title. It's but he owns it. It's been on his property 4 years. He's sick of looking at it. It's just a reminder of a big mistake.
Wow.
And so he's looking to donate it because it's been sitting for 4 years. The fuel's got to come out. It's got to be pumped out. I'm sure somebody snuck in there and used the bathroom.
Yeah.
And it's got a hole on the roof that didn't go all the way through, but it needs to be cleaned out and welded and deep cleaned. It's been 4 years, but
Just clean
we're
and
looking
remodeled. Yeah.
to get it off the property to give somebody to live in. That it would cost them a couple $100 to tow it off, a couple hundred to fix it up, and there you go. It's yours.
I wish I had a place to park it because I
Well,
was
find
shopping.
anywhere. If you find anywhere, let me know, and then you can
Okay,
maybe find some new companions.
good, because I did shop. I even shopped here. I even looked at a big bus, and it was like out of my league. Yeah, I really did investigate like what's some of my options because buying $1 million place ain't gonna work for me right now.
So,
Mona, where is this trailer at?
it's in Paya. It's essentially a 1 bedroom, complete
Yeah.
bedroom, complete kitchen. It's got a bedroom and it's got
Wow.
a living space.
That sounds lovely. That
Yeah.
sounds like,
Seriously.
even if I know my landlord, if it was ready, my landlord is Janipo. He's the attorney on the HECO lawsuit,
Yeah.
and he's an amazing person. And as far as I have very good relationship, he has so much integrity, and he was such a good landlord. But anyways, if it was cleaned up or anything livable, I'm sure he would let me live there. But it's going to be years down the road
Well,
for
if you
that.
know anybody, keep it in mind because I want to get it to somewhere where it's useful.
Where it's safe and usable. Yeah, absolutely. Look, if I was close by, I would come remodel it right now.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
what
on the rental property, so
I
we
did.
can't add another person to it. We don't have the money to fix it.
Yeah.
It's a $20,000 mistake that he wants to just get that reminder off his property.
Yeah.
If you know,
And that's what I've
no,
told Chad several times. Like when it's time, I mean, I'll come there and build houses and set tile and paint and put doors on and build small homes or whatever. But it's going to be months, maybe years away before that begins.
well,
Yeah.
they're making it that way.
I know.
That's what I'm afraid of, is that they're doing it on purpose. So people just get so flustered, they
get
just do whatever they have to do to walk away from their property.
They get flustered and broke, and they gotta go protect themselves. So they leave,
Right.
and then once they all leave, hey, guess what? We're gonna put none of the fucking hotels up.
Yep, that's
Oh yeah, and
exactly.
you know about them offering the millions, of course,
Yep.
the 1 million to the families of.
So they don't get sued for unlawful death.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You have to sign your rights away if you take that money.
Yeah.
And the
You
truth
do.
is, if you go to sue them, it's going to be years before you settle.
Easily.
Mhm.
The lawsuit that I have against Helco, they're
You
not
can't
even
even get
slated
to
to
it.
have any kind of meeting with the judge until this time next year.
Like I
Wow.
said,
Are you?
Wow.
there's
I
been
wondered. I was gonna ask Janipo because he's one of the 5 people that are allowed to talk to the judge, and they
Hmm.
because there's so many lawyers and so many different people. I'm wondering if somebody already had a case with another mainland or whoever, attorneys, if they could drop theirs and go with Janipo with the
Yeah,
HECO.
you can. Yes, you
You
can.
can't. Once you sign, you
Yes,
have
you.
to stay stuck.
Nope.
Um,
No, you can change counsel. It's your right as a citizen to
Yeah,
change counsel
absolutely.
anytime you want.
Absolutely.
good because
Yeah.
I'm changing to him.
Huh.
Because
yeah,
I'm with
because
Singleton
Janipo.
Schreiber right now. But yeah, they openly said in their community meeting or whatever that just because you decide to go with this lawyer or this representation right now, you're
Doesn't mean
not
you
stuck
have
with
to
them to the
keep them.
long haul. You have the right as the plaintiff to change counsel anytime you want. So
As long as you didn't
Well,
sign anything away.
look at HECO.com or the lawsuit with Janipo, you guys. Take a look online.
yeah,
I
I'll do
will.
that.
I've went to every meeting and they have the evidence. He went in immediately after before they could erase any evidence, they were on it. They took drones, they went in person, they snuck in, and they got
Nice.
everything pinpointed. They even have a whistleblower that has a gag order. And so they eventually he's not going to have to live up to the gag order. He's going to have to talk. but they have somebody. So, and they're also suing Bishop Estate and somebody else because of the dry grass. Well, you could read when you go in, if you go in and look at,
Yeah, the
you go
negligence.
down.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So, yeah, and then the more people that go in with Janipo, because they hired such specialists in the beginning to get this evidence, like the guy that worked the Paradise Fire, and that last name is Watts. Anyway, these guys aren't cheap. So the more people, the more it breaks down to, we if the more of us spent it immediately, we each spent $500 towards that kind of expertise payments, or to hire that.
Yeah.
We'll still get some money, but the more people you get, the less you have to pay towards that, and the more you get.
That's what my attorney was saying, was that they're gonna have to bring in experts to
Mhm.
represent, to make assertions in the court case, and those experts come at a price. But what happens is the more people that are involved in the lawsuit, they get to basically spread out the cost of that expert
Yeah,
to
Exactly.
each plaintiff. Takes a,
yeah,
1/100th of it, or whatever, something like that. So it's less money per person, that gets deducted out of the final payout to that plaintiff. So yeah. Well, I mean, it's well, I think everybody that's involved here understands that what we're looking at is a multi-year effort. And
Right.
so, there is absolutely no shortcuts here. And so the best thing that I can bring to the table is potentially making sure that those lines of communication stay there, so that we're as much as on the same page as we can be. And then, what's up, brother? Aloha. And then looking out for the immediate needs of, the people that we're connected to as much as we can, whether it's sharing job information in Kona, or, like, Donna, you provided a lot of help to us as well today, stuff that even I didn't know, and I'm trying to really follow it closely. So I appreciate you coming in and sharing, what you've experienced, and, where you're at in the process. But if you go back down to the fishing for uh fishing for housing down there, if you bump into anybody that's, kind of the real deal down there, and they want to participate, in one of our meetings here on Saturdays, I would love to have that. I would love to have that access, to that, because I think that movement, and or movements like that, is going to be instrumental in helping the continuing, ongoing plight of the victims here. Because otherwise this stuff just fades into the background, and people are just they're gonna come, and they're gonna have their hula pie, and they're gonna have their mai tais, and they're gonna go home, and it's gonna be like nothing ever happened.
mhm,
So we've got to keep the situation front of mind, top of mind to the people that come, so that they continue to, um, you know, the
Oh, I
voices
just thought
continue
of
to be
something.
heard.
Yes, I just thought
What's
of
that?
something. So during the next few days, it's probably better I go in the morning, because I can get a parking spot over there and go and talk to somebody, and uh set them up with this website or this Zoom, and set
mhm.
somebody up with the meeting, because I'm going to be on the
Yeah.
mainland the next Saturday. So I can come in on Zoom too, but ask somebody to please participate in the from
Mhm.
down
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Perfect.
You know people
Okay.
down there, Donna?
Yeah,
I just
share
been
it with as many
meeting
people as you want.
I just been meeting when I come and drop
I
off
see.
drop
But
I dropped
you
off
didn't
a
know
fishing
anybody
pole.
before.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
And I just been meeting them at the um entrance.
Okay. How many people are you think are down there?
Not very many, but they're coming back now because of that big storm. All those tents ripped off the top. All those pop-ups. The storm was so bad it just trashed it. And now they're
Wow.
starting and it was rainy, and shitty weather, cold. It was really bad. Like, oh, the toughies endured. Now they're coming back. But I was just
How many
like, oh,
people do you think were there at its peak?
I think there's probably like now 20 or more tents put up, but a lot of flags. There's like about
Check
20 flags all the way down. It's starting to spread.
check this
Good.
out. I just found a flyer. That guy James posted this thing. Let me show you. Let me show you guys this because I just found this for the first time. So this is this it says fishing for Lahaina, and then here's somebody Junya Nakoa or www.rebuildmaui.org. I'm going to check that out and see because here's an email address too. Might try and connect with them and see. But yeah, if you go down there in person, Donna, see what you can find out, and you're welcome to share this Zoom with anybody
Yeah.
that's there that wants to come in and talk and share. And this is some of this is about sharing, talking story and making sure that we all stay connected like we would be, if we were living in Lahaina and I bumped into at the Longs or whatever. But at the same time, we want to make sure that this is we want to make sure that we're also a avenue for resources and information as well. So yeah, anything you can share, love it.
I mean, trying to get a hold of May and
May doesn't want to talk to nobody.
May's there, but I think she's kind of going through some shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know another. I got another guy that was with me at.
I saw her on TikTok, and it was not a favorable thing.
It wasn't pretty.
Well, apparently she
seems
got
to be
into
the
it.
consensus from a lot of people, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Like we kind of created this as a place for our friends like you, Jason, and Gary and Donna and Mona, like we just for people to just come hang out and talk story and you know what I mean, whether it be about the fire or just what's going on in your life or whatever. And
Start rebuilding. Yeah.
just well, yeah, I mean, and I I feel like there's a lot of these people that we're posting and I know they're seeing it and they're supporting it, but yet I think there's some fear or just whatever, they're not ready to go on camera and hang out and talk stories. So
yeah.
I get it, I understand it, you know what I mean, even though this is a friendly place and we're not here to open any wounds or hurt anybody by any stretch, but if we have to get some make some noise with these guys down on the beach or whatever, that could be a possible source. And this could be a potential link to the media.
Well, I think
I mean?
This is real important.
Have you met Virgil? I
know Virgil.
Yeah, he's
senior
still,
or junior.
See, both. They're still on. I think, and because that's why I'm looking at him right now, and like we should get someone like Virgil in this too, because he's born and raised right there.
Yeah, I'm sure they have
600 Westin occupants are asked to leave too by the end of the month.
Wow.
They're completely kicking everybody out. 600 people.
By the end of November?
Yep.
Wow.
The 29th.
Yeah, shit's going down.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's bad. Yeah, only the employees can stay, but because I know somebody whose mother whose daughter works at the hotel, so the mother doesn't have to leave.
There's going to be an exodus or there's going to be a revolt.
Yeah.
It doesn't look pretty to me at all.
Yeah, the Westin is just ending their contract, done deal. And the Westin was really shitty, by the way. My girls were there and it was a horrible experience. Just the most horrible experience. I can't tell you. Think, oh, great luxury room and all that. It's not. You like have to wear a bracelet, and Sammy couldn't move in from Kihei that night, and she didn't sleep in the room, and they kicked her out of the room.
What?
And I was like, she had to go get her stuff. I was so fucking mad. And the lady's like, step off the desk, ma'am. I'm like, you freaking, my kid was already traumatized, you know? Freaking,
That's
anyways,
what
they
I'm
gave her
talking
another,
about.
they gave her another room, but the whole vibe was so horrible. You have no privacy. The maids have to come in. You can't put do not disturb. You can't, you just ask.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were checking on whether or not you were damaging the rooms.
Yeah.
They
Whatever
just-
they,
They were just knocking on the doors to give towels, but they had to come in to look.
Uh-huh.
It was
Yeah.
just
I do understand that because we don't know who's getting rooms that deserve them and there's people that are getting them so they can throw parties.
the question is, do they assume the visitors would do that? Why did they assume we would?
Right.
right.
Agreed.
Exactly. And,
Agreed.
That
so
doesn't
but
fly
not
with
only
me.
that, she couldn't feel safe to leave because the little bit of documents that she had and the little bit of new possessions that she gathered. I mean, she didn't even want to go to the restaurant and leave her backpack anywhere, but its own chair at first. She's so traumatized. So people are like, she can't leave her backpack in her room because maybe they're going to come in when she's gone and
This is
take
gone.
her stuff.
Wow.
You know, that's really uncomfortable.
Really? Yeah.
Only her laptop that, whatever, that's the way she is. That's how she feels.
Sure.
It's so traumatizing to, you know,
I didn't
and
even think about it from that angle, but you're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
and you're uh if you go to Oahu for a couple of days or the Red Cross writes something wrong, which they did that too. Oh my God, we went through so much shit. But the worst part was those freaking hotel front desk workers. And I was like, dude, I work front desk and I know that somebody pushed that button because only the guest or um Red Cross could take them out of that room, and neither happened. And you took her out of that room. You just exited her out of that room that she got the key to.
Wow.
Oh, so fucking upset.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I really have a lot of resentments towards the West End. They were not accommodating as far as there was a security guard there that was lovely, and there was, not everybody was horrible shitheads, but it was not good. And I do understand a lot of chaos and a lot of dirt, trouble, a lot of stuff was going on. I do understand that. But it was like we're refugees. They ran up to me because I didn't have a bracelet on, like I'm some homeless trying to crash their freaking hotel. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's that's a tough situation to live to work through, live through, listen to.
so
I mean, wow.
so they were scared to give up their Red Cross, but they were like, they made the move. So
I don't know. I'm afraid we're gonna, there's a lot of people that have come into this chat over the last couple of months that we've been doing this, Donna, that have experienced different versions of that same sort of difficulty. Like it's unfortunately, I'm afraid this is just across the board. And this is what's kind of feeding my just overall blanket dissatisfaction with how the whole situation's been handled. Because
Yeah.
it just seems to
Agreed.
me like we're not winging it. Our country, our state, our county, there have been disasters before. So why is all this coming off like it's being made up on the fly? Why are the rules changing halfway through? Why are the plans and the resources available changing halfway through? And first they say this, and it actually turns out being this later.
exactly,
This stuff. This is who's
Agreed.
like
exactly.
we pay people to be prepared for disasters. That's what the emergency management. We should have had one phone number to call, and that was
It
it.
was
Get
such a
yourself
shit
on the
show.
list, and you need this, and here's what you need, and we're going to send you a prepaid Visa card or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not like we're doing this for the first time. This is what pisses me off, is that all these resources that we pay for have not come to fruition. And they're available for some people and they're not available for other people. And so got told this by some person, and so never received the mail. It's bizarre. It's not
Exactly.
like we haven't done
Exactly.
this before as a country or a state or whatever. Like, here's how you fix it. Obviously, when these disasters happen, people lose their homes. Okay, it doesn't matter whether
Mhm.
you lost your home because of a flood or because of a fucking
Mhm.
hurricane
Mhm.
or a fire
Yeah,
or whatever.
agreed.
You lost your home.
Mhm.
Your needs are the same. The needs of those people are the same. So
Yeah,
let's standardize
agreed.
a way to address those needs. That's what FEMA was supposed to do. That's why there was people dying on stretchers on the bridge going over to what was a Superdome or whatever in Houston when they sent all those people after Hurricane Katrina screwed New Orleans, and there was people in this football stadium
Yeah, yeah.
dying in the seats in
Wow.
the stadium. Why?
Yeah, wow, I remember that.
This just kills me that we're experiencing this because these people are saying, oh, like the guy that was supposed to pull the lever on the fire on the tsunami alarm. Oh, well, it wasn't a tsunami. Well, it's not a fucking tsunami alarm. It's a civil alert.
Right. What?
You
Yeah.
use it for tsunamis.
Yes. Yeah.
That doesn't mean that you use it for only tsunamis. Well, we didn't want people to run to the hill.
Yeah, that's absurd.
I,
And
I
then I
heard,
don't,
I,
and
I
then
heard that. I heard that, and I
That was a
kind of
fall guy.
understood it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if that they still
Fall
should have
guy.
pulled the triggers, and then
idiots.
then on the news, immediately, hey, you guys, come on, come south, come north, whatever, But they should have pulled. Yeah, he should have pulled that trigger immediately.
Idiots.
The
Idiots.
problem is like, again, like locals, again, I mean, the police, the fire department, like, I mean, I've only been there on Maui for 20 years or was only there, like there hasn't, I mean, the entire time I was there was never any catastrophic, anything like that. And these guys have
No.
zero experience. And so there's zero,
Yeah.
like there's zero preparation. Yeah, they have training and whatnot.
But
But
that doesn't
yeah,
help
like
when it happens.
this is
when the
like
emergency
unprecedented. So, and Donna, it's kind of the same thing with these hotel workers. Like, they're getting flooded with these, with
Mhm.
these people that lost everything, and
And people that
unfortunately, they're used to dealing with these very passive tourists or whatever that don't know, and they could, you know what I mean.
True.
But the thing is when you're dealing with locals, like it's a different, it's a different ball game. And they're, this is the true test. People, being in the restaurant industry, it's like you don't really know somebody until you get your ass handed to you and 500 people walk in, and then you see how people react to stress. And a lot of people unfortunately don't know how to react to stress because they just don't practice it. And that's what's unfortunate, is they don't have the tools to be able to handle these things. There's no training, there's no nothing involved. It's unfortunately it's not their fault. You know what I mean? This is just not something you can really prepare for. Everybody's going through it.
Well, that goes
Yeah.
that
What's that?
that goes with everything in general, not just a disaster, but
Yeah.
the incompetence of some workers, period, in every
Agreed.
level of.
Yeah, I mean, Zero and I talk about that all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
There's countless people that have jobs for which they have absolutely no training skill or
Exactly.
ability.
And they're
You
getting,
know what I mean?
and they're
It's
getting
like,
paid. They're getting paid really well to do nothing.
here's a quick example. So it was our friend's birthday. We went to Yaya's Chop House in Kaka'ako last week. Okay, $68 for a New York steak, right?
Okay.
Our server had like, I said, oh, I'll have a glass of Zinfandel. She's like, what's Zinfandel? She had this chick had
Oh,
no
shit.
idea what wine was. So our friend, he orders his $68 New York steak. He goes, can I get it charred rare? She goes, oh, so you want it well done? And he's like, no, charred rare. And she's like, I don't know what that is. And we're like, we're at a steakhouse.
How did you get a job?
You have
Why they
no,
hire
you don't,
Yeah.
he's like, you have no idea. This girl literally knew nothing. These are like, there was three of us. The dinner was close to $500. This girl had no clue what the hell she was doing.
And how? Yeah.
And we're all like,
get a job at that place.
Like,
Yeah.
why would, and Dora and I talked about it, like I blame this on ownership and management.
Yep,
It's not her fault.
absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
they put her on the floor with no experience. They hired her and said, "Yeah, go ahead and go out and represent our company."
Knock yourself
So,
out. Yeah.
this is what's happening, in our all of us are over 40 years old, and so it's like we have a different work ethic. We have experience. Yeah, I know you're not, Zero.
Common sense, common realistic sense.
We're just experienced. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
have no life experience. They have no work experience, and so
True.
that's what's happening in these hotel situations. These people just don't have the experience. They don't have the training. It's like they get hired and here, go stand here and check people in. Well, God forbid something else happens out of the norm. They don't know how to handle it.
They don't. There should be people. There should be, and that's like me being ex-military. There should be somebody with some rank
leading the
that comes
charge.
up and says, "Hey, I need this, this, and this from you now. Hang on, I want you to,
Exactly.
leading immediately."
But the problem with those people, the problem with the managers and the leaders is they're just collecting their paycheck. They really don't give a shit.
Yeah, those people. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
those.
There is
Yeah.
no leadership.
Yeah, there is no.
That's how the
So-
heart feels when that mayor can already do eminent domain, or the governor, and take care of us people. And you're like, my heart says, what if it's you and your family and your kid?
Right.
What the hell? Just so weird that they're like, oh, just the bullshit that comes out of their mouth, just upsetting.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's up to us then, and this is part of my way of addressing that. And I appreciate you guys, being a part of it, and spending the time to share your experience and your viewpoints on these things. People say, what was that? Everybody goes, oh, it's just me. What can I do? It's not just me. It's us. It's us.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of us, so we can get some things done. It's going to take work. It's going to take effort. It's going to take consistency. And so I'll continue to do this as long as I can.
Yeah.
I picked up a new job.
It's not what could I do. It's what can I do.
Well, it's what can we do? Because
Yeah,
it's
we do.
a matter of
Yeah.
just going shoulder to shoulder, arm in arm, and pushing back against this stuff. Because as obviously we're up against some very difficult situations. So
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, share this
Thank you,
out,
guys.
Donna.
Thank you. I appreciate it so
It's
much.
nice to see you. I'm glad that you're okay, and I'm glad that the girls are all right. And keep us posted. And you're welcome to join in the group, even if you're not like physically in Maui right now. I'm not. I'm in Kona. Chad's on Oahu. Jason's on the mainland.
South Dakota.
Gary's in Oregon. You know what I mean? So,
Oregon.
but we're still, but we are Lahaina. That's part of the beauty of Lahaina, is that people from everywhere come there, and we're West Maui. So I want to keep that connection going as
I'm
much as
so
I
grateful
can.
to be a part of this group. Thank you so much.
Join in
Love having you, Donna.
anytime and share it. Yeah,
Yeah.
appreciate you guys.
Aloha.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Aloha.
All right, guys.
Aloha.
Catch up with you next week. Yeah.
Nice to meet you all.
Have a good rest of the weekend, everybody.
See you
Good to
guys.
see you, Gary, Mona, Donna,
Have a
Jay.
good one, guys.
Thanks.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha.